Welcome to the Dream Catcher. We move on to lesson 2 of partnership business. In lesson 2, we learn about calculation of capital ratio. So we learn the formula. Capital invested is capital into time for which it is invested in the business. So here the concept is, for how long can the business utilize your money? So that's why the capital has to always be multiplied with the time for which it is invested in the business. And we've just studied that there were two types of businesses. One is simple partnership business and one is compound partnership business. In simple partnership business, the time period is the same for all the partners. So we take an example. Two partners A and B invested 5,000 and 10,000 respectively on 1st January. After 2 years, they earned a profit of 500. Calculate the profit sharing ratio. So we say ratio of capital invested by A is to capital invested by B, and we have done 5,000 into 24 because the time given is 2 years. So 2 years gives us 24 months, and here the time is 10,000 into 24. So you observe this 24 is common in both, so it gets cancelled. That's why 5,000 is to 10,000. So in case of simple partnership business, since the time is the same for both the partners for which they invest the capital, there is no need to mention the time. And we get the answer as 1 is to 2. So let's see the profit sharing. We have learned this in the previous lesson. Sum of ratio, A's share of profit and B's share of profit. What we observe is we try to calculate the ratio of profit. A's share of profit is to B's share of profit. A get 100 and B got 200. And when we found the answer 1 is to 2, it's quite the same as the ratio of capital, which is 1 is to 2. So our observation is ratio of capital is always equal to the ratio of profit. Now we come to compound partnership business, with the time period for which capital is invested in the business is not fixed. It may be different for different partners. To take an example, A started a business with capital 3750. After 6 months, B joins the business as a partner with capital of 15,000. At the end of the year, they suffered a loss of 6,900. So you see, A started the business with capital of 3750. For 6 months, he was alone in the business, and B joins only after 6 months. So when we calculate capital invested by A, you see his capital was invested in the business for the entire year, that is 12 months. So we have multiplied it with 12. But when we calculate the capital invested by B, since B joined the business only after 6 months, B's capital was invested in the business for only 6 months, and that's how we calculate it. And we find the ratio of capital invested by A, capital invested by B. Cancel the zeros, and then our ratio is 1 is to 2. And the business can also suffer loss. So here we are talking about A's share of loss and B's share of loss. We take one more example to understand this better. Niyati and Ahana started a business with capital 3,000 and 5,000 respectively. After 6 months, Niyati invested 4,000 more. But after 6 months, Ahana withdrew 1,000. If the profit at the end of the year is 6,175, let us calculate the profit of each partner. We start with capital invested by Niyati. So you see, Niyati started with rupees 3,000 initially for 6 months. Her money in the business, or her capital in the business for the first 6 months was 3,000. And see what happens after 6 months. Look at the question. Question says, after 6 months, Niyati invested 4,000 more. So her capital has increased from 3,000 to plus 4,000, that is 7,000 in total. And that extra 7,000 is in the business for another 6 months. So that is how we'll calculate 18,000 for the first 6 months and 7,000 into 6 for the next 6 months. And when we calculate it for Ahana, you see Ahana started with 5,000, that is for the first 6 months, and then after 6 months, Ahana withdrew 1,000. So capital has reduced from 5,000, it has reduced by 1,000. So it is only 4,000 now for the next 6 months. So this is how we will calculate the capital invested by both the partners. Then we calculate the ratio of capital. Zeros get cancelled. 60 is to 54, and the ratio is 10 is to 9. A quick lesson recap. Capital invested. Capital into time for which it is invested in business. Ratio of capital is equal to ratio of profit. That is the end of